Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. Gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. So while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information regarding the very authentic meditation practice. So, this meditation practice mainly based on tranquility meditation and insight meditation. So tranquility meditation, we call it samatha bhavana, and the insight meditation called vipassana bhavana. So the bhavana, the very meaning or the connotation of the words, if we go to the roots, it comes from cultivation. According to the Pali explanation, bhaveti kusaladhammi aseveti vaddeti bhavana. What is the heck that means? You may hear that. So that's mean, when the mind itself cultivate through the thoughts and bring the profitable skill to yourself by your own mind. So that's what that through the meditation you develop. So why we need that? Why you need the cultivation of your mind? So as example, if you look very carefully, whatever the lifestyle that you go through as a person, yourself, maybe you are the husband, wife, children, or the parents, or brothers, sisters, friends, and family members, in according to your position. Maybe you are happy. Then why you need the cultivation out of it? The thing is this, the mostly in very conventional life, through the role that we play as a character, always going to change. Just imagine, that as a infant, little baby, we came to this world, everybody used to be around us. We used to kick our hands, legs here and there, and everybody used to accept us. Everybody used to love us. But by the time you became little by little, change the difference. So you let go that childhood role and then you became a teenager. And then by the time you became young, so then little by little you became the husband, wife, and maybe you became a partner. So it's kind of like a newly married couple. And then after that, Just imagine when the one child came to your family, the two children came to your family, you would slowly start to change. So that maybe by the time that whatever the role we play, it all going to change. But in very conventional life, what we mostly try to settle down with whatever the lifestyle that we go through, which never going to end. So if you little bit expand that, the model that how your life go through, even when it come to your body, just imagine this each and every organ. In the beginning, you didn't have teeth, your nails not as strong, and you didn't have hair that much. But little by little, it start to grow. And then that the growing itself brought us some kind of pleasure and some kind of satisfaction. But at the same time, through that, we always look for a place to settle down, which never going to happen. So this change always keep happening. And then deeply underneath our thoughts, emotions, desires, anger, hatred, jealousy, this all kind of like a flux, all together keep changing. But still, we look for some kind of satisfaction or some kind of way to settle down. We want to reach to happiness. And not only that, then we want to keep that happiness. We want to reach to satisfaction, and then from there, we want to maintain it, which not going to happen. So then that in day-to-day life, when it become a struggle, we always find kind of like a unsatisfaction. So then you need that unsatisfaction come out of with another reason also. So what happens when you start to look for something to settle down, you will never going to find the moment that you go through. And then always there is unsatisfaction, but as a person, you are complete. So that completion you never see. So through the meditation, what happens? It brings the awareness in the very first level to recognize yourself, to understand the moment of completion. That is a part of wisdom. The moment, in this way, as example, wherever you are, in this very moment, if you look very carefully, the life that everything happening to you around you, if you are the epicenter around you, that all the things happen, if you able to tune to this very moment with that, you will understand that is the best for you. And recognizing that itself is a part of the wisdom. But what happens, we look for, our mind always project, look to, it's kind of like a wandering to future. And it's kind of like we are chasing the wind. We will never get it there. It's kind of like we try to grab the water. It's never going to, we can't get anything like that. So that's why this practicing meditation, this method itself allows you to accept, settle down, and in this very moment to understand that you are complete. That completion bring the moment of self-satisfaction. It is a kind of like a thunder. It's kind of like a spark. It's kind of like the key point you start. Because when you don't have that, the moment of completion, always that unsatisfaction happens. So that's why that in day-to-day life, so whatever comes to us, we don't see that it comes to us because we are part of it. And then what happens when you don't see you are a part of it, you always struggle. And then you always challenge for that. Then you always go and fight with it. But the moment of completion will show you that whatever around you, it's all part of you. And once you recognize that it's a part of you, there is no divisions, there is no separation, there is no dualistic mind. It's just only acceptance. So once you have that, and deeply you come to moment to settle down. So through the meditation, bring that clarity day by day, because once you know this mechanism, what happens, that according to the clarity that you gain inside, your outside, this bodily, verbally, mentally actions going to become different. So this clarity will bring the opportunity for you to practice very clearly when you sit by yourself. So that moment by moment recognition and allow you to understand you are in a journey of this change. And at the same time, when you're able to recognize the change, deeply you come to accept, and that acceptance is not with these outside things, outside world. It's mostly you brush up with your own life, your own character. So in the outside world, we can come to us like this, in very many different ways. We are more perfect when it comes to this society. But at the same time, the practicing meditation means the cultivation, your inner awareness means it is not the way that how you're going to behave with the outside world. It is more you look into inside. And once you start to see inside, you recognize this all the up and down that happenings in your own mind, which we never used to see because we always look into outside. Through the telescopes or the microscope, we used to always have the wonder mind with this outside world, and we have always have the question marks. What is happening there? What is happening there? And when you are interfere with it, you lose the recognition what is happening inside you. So the meditation will take you there to understand that how your inner behavior within yourself, how your thoughts happening in you, how that boiling nature can burn inside you, and how it can cool down you. So this understanding itself is the beginning of cultivation of your own life, because that is what you need. Why? Because otherwise this moment by moment satisfaction and with this outside things one day going to change, as our life already changed, and whatever the role that we used to play, it going to change by the time. But if you spend little bit time yourself to cultivate yourself and get the best version out of you, rather than outside position that you hold, if you start to work little bit with your inner behavior to become more better person yourself, even though the role you play as a child or as a teenager or as a young person or as a husband, wife, children, or whatever, it disappear, the cultivation, the development that you gain going to make you a better person for your life. So that better, when the better version come out of you, it always going to be satisfied with the moment. So that's why the cultivation of mind bring the best version of you for the moment, not for the future. This is nothing to do with the future plan. This is the real 100% the effort you have to put right now, right here, and the result you're going to get in the moment. So that's how this practice works. Another thing is, it becomes kind of like the best virtue, that rituals that you can practice to yourself. All other rituals that the mostly that we do in the outside world, it doesn't matter whatever the religion, sometimes it's a kind of like a drama. It's like a very, kind of like a show that it's beautiful. Music, the colors, the pictures, the dancing, it's everything we can include it. But inside it's mostly empty. It never allow person to change. It allow person to enjoy the moment. But practicing meditation is not like that ritual. There's nothing wrong with that rituals or that kind of culture. But we have to come to understand that practicing meditation is deeply allow you to go deeper inside you and see what is happening there. So I give a very simple example during nowadays. Just imagine you go somewhere and then you get this virus, COVID, or the Omicron, or or Delta, or you get this virus. You come home, and then now you are at home, you can test this, and then you get, oh, you are positive. So what you do? You quarantine yourself. You don't listen this very carefully and get it. This is not a rocket science. See, there you go to the very, very deeper, the spiritual foundation. So that's the whole world do nowadays. But it is mostly we think it is just only kind of like a scientific method only go with this pharmaceutical industry. No, it is deeply based in the mental behavior. So you go to quarantine. So once you go to quarantine, you're not going to interfere. It doesn't matter your husband, your wife, your children, it doesn't matter your partner, the people you love. The most of the time that you especially disconnect from that people and stay away from that people. You are not going to interfere. Why? Because you know you have the virus. How you knew? Because you test and the result came positive. And then you quarantine. By the time when the necessary time period over, you're going to engage with the society. Just imagine, you don't know you got the virus. You don't know. And maybe you don't feel any symptoms. You very good, look very good, healthy, and handsome, pretty, beautiful. You put all the names there, and so you look very good. But inside you catch the virus. So now what happens? Wherever you go, and everybody going to get it. But no one knows. But by the time what will happen? Everybody going to get sick. And some people going to die. And some people are going to have a hard time. And even maybe they get it. And then by the time that some organs going to fail, and things going to become so different for that person after that virus catch. Okay. Bring that, then how it related to meditation? This is what happens. When you start to practice meditation, the most highest ability you gain, you start to recognize your own thoughts. It's kind of like out of the virus test. You recognize you are negative or positive. And once you recognize, once you are able to see your own thoughts, that is the magic. When you are angry, you recognize you are angry. When you are greedy, you recognize you greedy. When you are sleepy, you recognize you are sleepy. Like why? Because sometimes some drivers, they drive and then they fall into sleep. And sometimes the other guy who next to him and ask, hey, are you will sleep? No, I am okay. I'm okay. See, even he's sleeping, he doesn't accept it. Then what happened? By the time go some man hit. Then, so see that this recognizing that your physical condition and the mental condition is very important. That is the base. So then you recognize all your emotions. If it is high, if it is low, and if there's no emotions, so like that you recognize the very condition of your mind. And when you are angry, and if you have the jealousy, hatred, fear, so these kind of things come, you recognize it like you recognizing the virus, you positive. So it allows you to go to very quarantine moment in your mind yourself. You are not going to engage with any kind of bodily, verbally, mentally action with your loved ones. Forget about society for a moment. With your loved one, at least at home. Because you know your condition is not good to have a conversation. So then you stay away from it. With your bodily, verbally, mentally action, you're not going to engage with someone. How about that? If you have that kind of ability, when you recognize how what is the condition of your mind, and once you recognize, when you are in the good mood, if all the bad thoughts become negative in you, you know this is the moment to engage with any kind of conversation, any kind of bodily, verbally, mentally action with others. And sometimes you're angry, you don't know. You don't accept it. You think, oh, I am cool. I can do that. I can. But you engage with the conversation with your husband, wife, children, with your own family, your friends, neighbors. And then finally what happens? It goes to them also. And then sometimes some people die. So you have the greed, you engage with others. And it make them sick. So like that, you are responsible. This is where, when you deeply understand The very condition of you, that is where the very compassion going to work yourself. Because you know how the mind works and how the situations there. So otherwise, if you allow that everything to happen, then what happens? This all the sanskara or the mental formations, it's go everywhere. It doesn't have any kind of discipline. It always catch anything, whatever comes towards it. So the practicing meditation, giving you kind of like a very clear understanding to your own thought. And once you're able to see your own thoughts, you are start to work inside. It's nothing to do whatever the outside thing. You start to recognize and you start to work yourself. That work itself called the cultivation. That work itself bring the best version of you. And once you have the best version according to the moment within your own life, so whatever the position that you hold, whatever the role that you play outside world, it always going to become more comfortable for you and for others, but still you are not going to hold it to that position. And then by the time when things change, you not worry about the past. Why? Because you have done your best. So how about just take a one day from morning, you had your best version. Why? Because you knew that yourself. How you knew? Because you had the ability to see your own mind. So once you have that, your morning became very good for you, profitable for you, and your afternoon became profitable for you, and your evening became profitable for you. When you go to sleep, you feel good about the day. So that feeling good about the day is not kind of like a depending from outside and go with the pleasure and gaining something. It's kind of like having the self-centered desires and achieving to something. It is not like that. Because you grow inside and you change inside. How you change? When the greed, hatred, and the delusion there, you slowly cut it down. You went to the deeper quarantine mood, and when the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, wisdom is there, you start to come to very active mood. So how about day by day, as ordinary person, even yourself, when you go through this kind of step by step moment, naturally your life itself going to become the best version of you. So as a human being, this is very possible. This is nothing to do with outside. This is nothing to do with the praying or asking something or validating something or initiate, or you have to go to the very high mountain and see the guru. It's nothing to do that. And it's nothing to do any payment. So it's nothing to do with any kind of that the accepting and give up any kind of whatever you believe. It's nothing to do that. So only thing is just little bit start to practice yourself. How? In the beginning, tranquility meditation. So tranquility meditation means having undisturbed mind. How you can do that? So in the beginning, we need the worldly object. Why? Because our mind always depend on the names and forms. So for that, we need a very clear mental object which never going to increase our greed, hatred, and the delusion. Why? Because already we are here increasing our greed, hatred, and the delusion knowingly or unknowingly. So then we have to have an object which not going to influence by the greed, hatred, and the delusion. Not going to funded by the greed, hatred, or the delusion. Not going to sponsored by the greed, hatred, or the delusion. So this all that whatever the things around us, then it always that caught up us through the greed, hatred, and it make us kind of like get lost. We can't find where we are. So then, as you know, sometimes when you watch TV and when you have the cell phone or the computer, then nowadays sometimes you may hear that 30-second go, that emergency alert, test. Oh, we are testing. This is emergency alert. That beep sound. Why? Because we always lost in some kind of dream. And we lost somewhere. And so it always need to way to find that how we can come back. So they have to make sure this everything work. So in our life sometimes, this reminder, this emergency alert, sometimes ourselves, we need. Why? Because always we are dependent on past or the future or something like that. So that's why the mental object is very necessary. It should be depend on the present moment. So that is where we get our own inhalation, exhalation. So in front of your nose and your upper lip area, bring your attention to inhalation, exhalation, just settle down there. So allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. Don't allow your mind to interfere with it. And just knowingly recognize when the inhalation happen, it has inhalation. When the exhalation happen, it has exhalation. Keep it as very simple, basic technique. So once the mind settle down with the inhalation, exhalation, just be with it. Like how the horse and rider both go together. When your awareness and the breathing come together and recognizing moment by moment, moment by moment. Be very clear with the recognition. And sometimes thoughts come, but bring the attention again and again and be with the inhalation, exhalation. When you recognize that sometimes you experience some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft. So just recognize it. So by the time, slowly the inhalation, exhalation will disappear and you will see how the thought arising and disappearing. So just still, now you saw that how the breathing disappeared and now you see the thoughts. So recognize it, be there. When the thoughts arise, same principle, recognize thought arise. When the thought disappear, you recognize thought disappear. So you're not going to interfere with reactions, just seeing, observing, that's it. So this observation itself is develop your awareness, develop your attention. And not only that, by the time it's going to develop your recognition, that recognition nothing to do with the thoughts. The recognition come out of the deeper awareness. And that is where you see this all the thoughts arising has a way to change. And once you come to that level of understanding, it is by seeing and experiencing and recognizing. Once you come to that level of understanding, you're not going to hold it to your own thoughts. But now you see the thoughts. And when you're able to see the thoughts, as I mentioned from the beginning, in day-to-day life, naturally, this is going to happen because this is that that you can't reverse this pattern. Once the mind achieved to this level, even for a single moment, this is an irreversible result you gain from that point. So whatever thoughts come, you're going to see. From here to your whole life. It is not, oh, I forget that. No, it's like that. It's like how the children, little infants start to, and walk, and little by little, once they stand, so they get the balance, and after that, they don't think about it. So the mind also come to that kind of level, little by little, and you start to see your own thoughts. When the day comes for you to see your own thoughts inside your own mind, and that is where you recognize it. As a human being, what is the capacity that you have? And when the day comes for you to experience that capacity, that is the day you're going to experience your highest level of abilities that you have in you. The highest abilities, nothing but changing yourself. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left, neck it straight in one line and be comfortable yourself. And bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. Detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation. And allow your inhalation, exhalations happen itself. Do nothing extra, just recognize it. Bring my attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, the stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjitsami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.